Bonjour, ladies and gentlemen. Blah, 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 blah. We are at Le Mans, ladies and gentlemen, with the World Racing Community for round 3 of the European Touring Cars Cup. What an absolute banger of a championship we're having so far in the Group 2 racing vehicles. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I would normally butcher the name of this track because I know no better. Poor education, call it. But my wife pointed out it drives her mad in the background when she hears me saying Le Mans. It's Le Mans. So she has put me on the right path, and I have spent the afternoon learning the right pronunciation of this track. Le Mans, Le Mans, Le Mans, Le Mans, Le Mans, Le Mans. Oh, so yeah, we're at that track, ladies and gentlemen, and what a treat we've got coming up for you with the World Racing Community, our Friday night live spectacle. And we've had some changes. Bob's car's gone a little blue. He's got a little blue in that Playboy livery. So I think we're going to see, because, ladies and gentlemen, not only are we at Le Mans, but this is a break of the norm. We are breaking format this evening, and we are going all in. Every single last drip we have is going into the middle of the table, and we, ladies and gentlemen, are going the full 90 minutes. Yeah, stamina. So sit back, relax, get your usual Friday beverage, and let's just chill out for a little while, guys, together here at the World Racing Community at Le Mans. Let's have a look who's around. Chunky Ribuna has showed up, ladies and gentlemen, in an absolutely brand new livery, and it's spanking. Now, I have seen the debates in their Discord over Pink Gate, I am calling it, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to get the FIA involved. They are going to come in, and we are going to have scrutineerage of everything that led up to the chunk and MJ's car. MJ's in the pits at the moment, we cannot see, but they have both turned up pretty in pink, ladies and gentlemen. And Chunky said he's had permission from the higher levels. GT Omega themselves have okayed the livery, ladies and gentlemen, and MJ just doesn't have the clout that Chunky Ribena has, and that argument ended pretty darn quickly. So there is the Chunks, and the Chunks is owing. He's in debt, ladies and gentlemen. This man is owed a win. He has showed up. He has brought that Audi to life in every race so far that he has attended, but still not been able to take that top step. He has not been able to break the Nissan dominance so far. But I have it on great authority, ladies and gentlemen, that this DTM car is an absolute beast in a straight line. And I tell you one thing that Le Mans has plenty of is straight lines. I hate this track, but everyone else loves it, so let's crack on. It is so dull. But hey, I don't know, I mean, convince me in the chat, come on, if you're around, just tell me what the hell it is. Because for me, it's one straight line and a bit of wiggles, and 2 real tricky corners, and some really annoying chicanes that lead up to the end. Well, 4 annoying chicanes, 2 tricky corners, some wiggles, and a lot of straight. Thunder in the chat saying you hate it, how dare you. Sorry, I know, controversial, it's just not one of my favorites is all. I don't see. I think tracks of longer nature, the ones that take a while to get around, annoy me, because if you make a mistake, you got to wait ages to start your lap again, and then I'm like, oh, this track annoys me. And obviously I make a lot of mistakes, usually in the first couple of corners at Le Mans. So then I've got another, and I mean, it ain't 3 minutes when I do it, trust me. It's more like 4.5. But yeah, I usually mess it up around this point here, exactly there. That's where I mess up, and then I've got to trek around for a whole lap before I can do another one. So yeah, long tracks do annoy me, I must say. Spa just falls under because it's got some real interesting corners. I mean, if Le Mans had some more interesting corners, I'd probably like it more. But for me, that straight kills it. You do nothing. You do absolutely nothing for ages. You just sit there holding your accelerator down, looking out the window, thinking, whoa. No, anyway, I'm not here to diss tracks. That's my rapping career, ladies and gentlemen. That's when I'm in the studio, I'm dissing tracks. Yo, Eminem, you think you're good? Well, you ain't heard me. And if you would, then you should. Boom. Burnt. So here we are then, 90 minutes of racing, ladies and gentlemen. 90 minutes of glorious racing at Le Mans. And a nap. What's he turned up in? Everyone's going to be in different liveries. I am going to be absolutely shooken. That's Pink as well. I didn't see him getting involved. Has he been pink all season? He may have been pink. More pink, Thunder says. It's pink all over. It's Pink Day here with the World Racing Community. And Autosport has showed up in his Lexus. And that is just pure. It just looks pure as the driven snow, ladies and gentlemen. It's just tidy. It's delicious. Secretly, I want to lick the car. It's that nice. So, Autosport is praising the Lexus. Absolutely thinks its sun shines. It's propelled by dreams and wishes, is Autosport's opinion, and the sun shines right out its rear derrière. So Autosport, in his beloved Lexus, these are just practices. He's on the softs. Chunky's having a go on the mediums. He likes that. He's going to have to account for that 0.5 second penalty, because he seems to be picking it up every time round. So he's going to have to adjust his lap time and go half a second faster to make up for the half a second penalty. He seems to keep picking up. Adnap, sitting second fastest at the moment, 3 tenths shy. He's on the medium tyres, but I don't know. Yeah, I imagine he set that time on that tyre. And Autosport just finishing his outlap. And this is his first bash at the tarmac. The faceless boy is I'm waiting to see what car he's in, because it looks to me like a Honda. Got a Honda, faceless boy. And of course he was in the same car as Garuda. I don't think Garuda can make it. I think he had something really important on, but just for the haze of it, I'm going to say he got drunk. It's the sun, and he's Welsh. And those two things mean, he did comment, it's hotter here than in Spain at the moment. And I think that triggered something in Garuda's mind that thought, it's hotter here than in Spain. That must mean it's beer o'clock. And, yes, no Garuda. He had no explanation why he's not here. That, in my head, is what happened. And the Welsh people I've ever met, they sun and beer is mainly the main thing that happens. So yes, I've worked with a few of them, and if it's sunny, it always comes up, should we have a beer after work? And I'm always like, it's Monday. Right then, Thunder is out there as well. And his Nissan looking absolutely pristine, ladies and gentlemen. Looking absolutely spectacular. And we've got the anime back on. Odgie in the chat saying good evening, buddy. Well, hello, Odgie. He's from the Ultimate Racing League, one of the other leagues I cover. What's all these? I cover, and absolutely a cracking channel. You should follow me. He does vlogs and stuff. You should definitely give him a view, ladies and gentlemen, and think of a subscribe. Bang into his BTCC. Oliver. Is smashing it. Oh, gone a bit wide there. So Oliver having a cracking race, their last rounds. He's in that Lexus. The Lexus does seem to be a bit of a weapon, ladies and gentlemen. And Oliver last week absolutely on top of it. Where's MJ? Why is he hiding? MJ, get out on this track. We've got to settle Pinkgate, my friend. And we are waiting. So Oliver then, thanks for the comms. Wednesday was brilliant. Oh, bless you, man. Thank you. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's just a hobby. It's just something. It's I've said before, it's my internal dialogue. I just get to voice it now and again. When I watch a replay, this is what I have to listen to. So I just think, if I get it out there, you have to listen to it as well. So Oliver picked up a penalty. This is what Le Mans is all famous about. It's always about the penalties around here. You just can't put one wheel wrong. Those French, they are absolutely adamant on their rules, and rather strict here at this track. And the speeds that you carry through the corners, it's just not accounted for. You know, a wheel does go amiss once in a while, and it's not sometimes an advantage gained. It's a mistake made, and then you still end up with a penalty. It's annoying at best. Right then, ladies and gentlemen. Let's remind ourselves, it's been a while. There is the chunk. Ooh, he's just been molested by the faceless boy, and I'm sure he will not be pleased about that. But the chunk, we can see his car quite clearly. Right then, you decide for yourself. Pinkgate. That's not the car. He's just gone second fastest, that's why. Here we go. They're two totally different pinks. My good golly gosh. They're totally different pinks. We're fine. And with Adnap as well, we've got the three pinks, and we've got Akol, Bob, but we've seen Bob's in a different. He's gone and run. He's gone and hid. They are going to be prepping for qualifying. I'm surprised we're not already deep in to the qualies, ladies and gentlemen, giving themselves a little extra time. Maybe there's some stragglers. Deviant in the group, and yes. Deviant's leading the championship. I have a championship table. I know. Oh, Tommy's just got in, so yeah, 2 minutes, it's saying, till qualifying, so there must be some stragglers trying, as they might, to get back and get into the lobby. So we're watching, Thunder, making his way around, just getting that last bit of practice in. Oh no, I had messages from my wife. Okay, I forgot my front door key. Before you start streaming, can you put the front door on the latch for me? Right, I've got 2 minutes anyway, my love, so I'm just going to go and open my door to a burglar, if they want to. If you're listening to this and you live close and you can work out where I am, it's free house, it seems. Okay. If you do, though, come and steal at the house or whatever, robbers, you've got to have my 17-year-old son, so it's just the way it is. You deal with that. Right then, we're going to have a lobby reset. So, yeah, it was uncertain before this evening what the weather was going to be. They've been monitoring the weather for reals in Le Mans. And apparently it's clear and dry. Nice and pleasant. So, ladies and gentlemen, our race is going to be dry all the way, I believe. Uninterrupted. Beautiful racing. We don't have to worry about tyres and wet weather. It's all going to be gravy. So, sit back as we begin qualifying. I've got a packet of smoky bacon Walkers here, but I just know I'm not going to be able to eat them because they're just going to make too much noise and annoy people, because no one ever wants to hear someone masticate on air. What the heavens? There was something wrong with the settings, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're back. Do you know what? I'm going to be cheeky. Yum yum. I've got some in. Wow, that's what she said. Right, well, it's starting soon. Look, it says qualifying will begin shortly. Look, there's this countdown at the top. Although that 0 second is almost like the 10 seconds it counts down for. Look at that, it's still not done. Right, let's get into this. 90 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. For your pleasure, 11 pro sim racers going head to head around Flamans. But first of all, we do have to get the small matter of qualifying out of the way. Tommy Roo, first one out. And he had orange bits on that Lexus last time, and he had an absolutely banger of a race, if I remember rightly. Came through strong at the end there, caused some upsets. So Tommy Roo out on track first, closely followed by Bob, which it looks to me like Bob's picking himself up a toe. Is he going to stay? Well, the outlap is a long, long way, and I imagine Bob will want to get by before they get to the line. But he also will not want to give Tommy Roo a toe. So he's either got to get by and get totally out of the way of Tommy Roo. And if he feels that he's faster than Tommy Roo, he's got to get past. He does not want to get caught up behind the Lexus. And there he goes. He's trying. Behind them, MJ. In the Audi. Ahead of Deviant. In the second of 3 of the Playboy Nissans. The Faceless Boy is in, this is his second race with them before they decide what class he will be going into. But there seems to be a bit of a, of the classes. They run 2 classes in this series, or in the World Racing Community. We've got the Uber Aliens up here in GT1, and those that are trying to be aliens in GT2. And they have a promotion and relegation between the 2 categories. And the Faceless Boy, his second race with the World Racing Community. They get to have 2 races as like a non-class. They're not in GT1, they're not in GT2, they're just racing. And then their class will be decided by the end of those 2 races, and they get to keep them points. So the Faceless Boy, his second race with the World Racing Community, and then he will find out what class he is in. But as there is like about 8 GT1s and about 3 GT2s, I'm going to have a good guess of what class he's going to end up in. Bob, he did get past Tommy Roo in the end. And away, he's not giving him a toe. MJ, it does look like Deviant wants to stay with him. No, I think Deviant now backing out of that. The Faceless Boy we saw in the Honda Ha. Chunky Rai Bina in his Audi. Then we have Thunder. I don't know what he's doing. He's pulled over to the side of the road, it looks like. Maybe there is issues with the car, or he just wants to be last on track. But he's let Autosport through in the Lexus. We've got Oliver in his... Oh, he wants to be last now. He's pulling over to the side of the road to let them all through. Thunder, we saw, trying to let some of the faster boys through. And Akul hanging back, ladies and gentlemen. And we know he is a rather swift person. So he seems to be hanging back a little bit. Bob at the moment now is on his lap. So we'll stick with this. We'll see a lap around Le Mans. Nice on the apex. Heading down. Steady under brakes. Bit of a slide there, but under control. This is a corner where they've got to commit, but they can get penalties, and he looks like he was just within the line there. Beautiful stuff, very accurate from Bob. Then we've got the very long straight. I mean, in Group 2 cars, that probably doesn't feel as long, but yeah, quite a hefty straight just to floor it. Have a little think about your books and what you want to do next week, and then it's real heavy on the brakes. For I caught the wire of my headphones and then pulled the controller off the table, and then that was it. All bad things. It's all right now. I'm plugged back in. Oh, I'm going to settle down and I'll stop swinging my arms around. So the faceless boy in the Honda. So Bob then, we were going to stick with Bob, weren't we? I got carried away by throwing my controller halfway across the dining room floor. So Bob, at the moment, coming to the end of that straight. It's because we were on that straight, I got bored and started flicking around. That's what happens. Just coming to the end of the straight, and then there's this really awkward. It's like a left turn, but it's a fast left turn. But just as you're coming out of it, you've got to brake for a very heavy left turn. Mulsanne, they like to call it. I know 1 or 2 corners. And these other ones I don't remember because it's things like Dunlop turn and bloody Porsche curves and stuff. I mean, when you start naming it after cars, I've lost interest. But Bob at the moment still all in on that accelerator, going all of the way. Flooring it, some would say. Going super fast. And again then, another heavy braking bit, but not as heavy as this. This is an absolute nightmare of a corner. Don't like this corner, and if you don't get it right, you're going to hit that barrier just to rub it in. But Bob does absolutely fantastic at the moment with it, and it's a solid lap, but he's got to make it count. I imagine it's 15 minutes qualifying because it's such a long lap. But I mean, if they're only giving them 10 minutes or so, that's ridiculous because it's 2 laps. That means. So Bob, at the moment though, he has nailed it. It seems in every single way he can possibly do so, and he is driving like. And oh look, those tyres are nicely worn by 1 lap, aren't they? Bloody hell! This is going to be a tough race for them. I don't think we're going to see softs much in the race. Whoa, the car slipping and sliding. They only have to use 2 compounds. Mostly we have seen them use the... Why is that showing red? That's yeah, you got 29.8. Well done then from Bob. 1.8 seconds ahead of the Roo. MJ going across the line with a 3:34.5, sitting in 3rd, but the faceless boy goes in hard with a 33.0, 1.3 seconds behind Tommy Roo. Chunky Ribena not quite matching up there. We were led to believe these Audis were going to be absolutely awesome around here. Adnap only managing 5th himself. And it's leaving Audi scratching their heads. Tommy, no, Autosport in the Lexus. Thunder in the Nissan. Faceless Boy in the Honda. Cool. goes fastest of all by 0.8 of a second. Faster than the Bob. Tommy Roo then on another run. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, my information has led me amiss, it would seem. It looks like the Audi's struggling. Now Chunky's picked himself up a 1 second penalty. And that's kind of nailed it. If we're only doing, well, you might get across the line for another lap if it's 15 minutes. But the problem is with that is tire. Well, if he takes it easy on the tyres for this lap, as it's going to be taken away from him, and he'll have the penalty, then maybe he'll save the tyres for one last run at the end here. So he gets one less run, does Chunky Ribena. But yeah, the Audis have been a bit of a disappointment, it seems. Deviant in his penalty, he's picked up a half a second penalty there. I'm sure it wasn't for overtaking MJ. So Cole at the moment fastest. Bob chasing the pole. Are we near the sector times? And Bob absolutely had a run of bad luck. He's got good positions, not wins, but yeah, little things have hampered Bob. Had a terrible start, I think, in round 1 race, the second race, and in I think he got hit quite bad from behind in round 3. So he's had battles. He's had to fight for positions and try and get himself further up the pecking order. So he's got to he wants to nail the pole really and just stay out of trouble this race and just make it straightforward for himself. A nice easy win. Hey, cool. Super work. I think Deviant is like the championship leader, but at the moment not managing to get a lap in. So they are on their final laps now, ladies and gentlemen. So, this is one of them just crossing. It's Bob, is it? And he's done. He's not gone any faster. Tommy Roo does go faster, but stays in third. Thunder's gone into the pits. We've got a few more cars ahead of him, but it's hard to keep track of whom is where. Deviant goes 4th fastest, ladies and gentlemen. 4th fastest. So it's Nissan, Lexus, and Nissan. Oh! And Autosport, if he was on a run, he lost it in the last corner. Stays in 5th place. The Faceless Boy is done. That's 7th. Adnap looks like he's done in 8th. And Oliver coming home in 9th, but he's got a penalty, and he's where he's going to stay. Chunky in 10th in the pits, and MJ in 11th. By George, he's done it again, and then he crosses the line to go even further ahead of Bob by 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, Cole is absolutely where it's at. He is in the zone for this championship, but we have seen frailties. We saw him damage his car in I think when we were at Sardinia. Yeah, it was an easy slam dunk for Cole, and he battered a barrier, and we saw Deviant manage to get ahead and take the win from him. And last round as well, Deviant picking up the win. So Deviant in 4th place, probably sitting pretty. He's probably thinking, yeah, this is all right. It's not a bad place to start at all. Autosport in the 2nd Lexus, Tommy Roo, and Autosport 3rd and 5th. Thunder in the pit 6th with his Nissan. Is he the top Nissan runner? He is, you know. Thunder, Nissan's golden child, in 6th. At the top of them all. The Faceless Boy looking good qualifying at some point. Up there in 4th, but has been dropped down to 7th during the qualifying in the Honda. Adnap in the Audi. Very surprising down here in 8th place. And here we go. I think we'll go back to the lobby, yes. Oh, so we can look at results, ladies and gentlemen. And we can nitpick out of it there. So, yeah, cool. Super time, 3:28.806. Bob gets second on the grid with a 3:29.818. Nearly a second, or just over a second, behind the Cull. Tommy Roo, third in the Lexus. And Deviant there, fourth in his Nissan. Oh, yeah, of course, bloody... Yeah, no, I was saying it's the Audi, but no, Thunder's in a Nissan. Duh. So, Deviant's fourth in the Nissan. Then we've got the other Lexus in fifth. Thunder in the Nissan, sorry, not the Audi, with Faceless Boy in Honda in seventh. Adnap is the top Audi runner in eighth place. Ninth going to the Lexus of Oliver and Chunky and MJ 10th and 11th in their Audis. Let's hope they're better in race trim than they are in qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. That is remarkable. I honestly was led to believe that the Audi was going to be a threat because of its straight line speed with the DRS that it has, and yeah, that's kind of shocked me. And I bet Chunky and MJ aren't overly impressed with the pace of the car, although we did see Chunky picked up a penalty, so he is a master of his own destiny, really. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves. It's time for racing. Are you ready? I don't think you are. I don't think you're ready for this. This might be just too much. Too intense. Too hardcore. Cole starting on the medium tyres. So is Bob. Tommy, yes. Mediums and hards all round, ladies and gentlemen. No one is taking a chance with the softs. And it looked like Bob had a good start there. But the Cole manages. It is identical. But Bob is... Bob's going to have the inside line. And he does and takes the lead of the race, and the two Nissans will be dueling, but Bob goes a little bit wide. He tries to get back on the track, but they see everything, Bob. They see everything, my friend. TDR in the Lexus. Great start there. Up to third, and Tommy Roo slipping down as Deviant did as well, and Autosport absolutely flamed that start, ladies and gentlemen. Great stuff. So cool now, pulling away from Bob. And then we have Autosport in third, Tommy Roo in fifth, because he's just got overtaken by Deviant, who's on the racing hard tyre, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely cracking stuff from him. Thunder always apologises at the beginning of a race. God knows why. What, for starting? So he's in sixth with the Faceless Boy in seventh, getting a tow and going by, or maybe Thunder was allowing that, and Adnap trying to sneaky one with the Audi and does pull it off. So now Thunder down in eighth, ahead of MJ in ninth, Chunky Ribena in 10th, and Oliver had an absolutely terrible start and picked up a penalty and is in 11th at the moment. Cool then. Already 8 tenths before the end of the lap. Bob's picked up a penalty and Deviant is absolutely getting to work with getting past people with that hard tyre. Deviant doing the impossible on the hard tyre, ladies and gentlemen. And Autosport, Tommy Roo under threat now from the Faceless Boy. The Polish driver coming in strong. And, I didn't know there was anything there that Tommy Roo can do to keep the Honda at bay. And it's hard to defend in a straight line. And Tommy Roo finding that, but he's just ahead as they get to the braking zone. And, ooh, baby, the Faceless Boy up alongside and just slightly ahead. And but Tommy Roo's still fighting the position, ladies and gentlemen. And there's a hard fight ahead between, is that Deviant and Autosport absolutely going at it ahead of us. Tommy Roo there trying to insert his dominance on the Faceless Boy, but the Faceless Boy does pull ahead at the end, but Tommy Roo will get the advantage of the tow, but Faceless Boy, and Autosport's picked up a penalty, and that's going to be an easy one for Deviant and Faceless Boy to get by him. Tommy Roo still coming back at the Honda, And Faceless Boy just trying to keep Tommy Roo at bay, and Tommy Roo there, and Autosport has slipped behind them. So the Faceless Boy duking it out with Tommy Roo for 4th place. The two of them side by side, and it looks like Adnap is managing to get Autosport. Oh no, Tommy Roo's gone extremely wide. He's gone extreme, and he's got a wiggle on, and he's lost all control of the car and his bodily functions, ladies and gentlemen. The Faceless Boy sitting in 4th with Autosport in 5th, Adnap 6th, and look at this, Chunky Ribena rising from the flames like an Adonis, coming in hard and fast on the Norwegian driver. Tommy Roo in 8th place, keeping track of the guys ahead. MJ in 9th. Oh, Oliver must have picked up a wee bit of damage there. He's coming in. And, Deviant on those hard tyres, baby. Keeping it in 3rd place. And it's a Nissan 1, 2, 3. And Honda 4. And Lexus 5th. Lexus going up the inside. Good golly, Miss Molly. And Autosport getting his race on here at Le Mans. And doing a super job as a Faceless Boy eats it. Chunky Ribena seeing this battling ahead. That's going to make him comfortable. Although, wow, Adnap and Tommy Roo coming in fast. I don't know if Chunky's just paid a penalty or something. It looks like he's allowing them by. So, interesting. 3 wide there. And yeah, Chunky looking like he's let Adnap and Tommy Roo through. And Chunky down in 8th with MJ closing in. It's the battle of the pinks. Thunder, he went into the pit. No, I thought he'd gone into the pits to fix something, but it doesn't look like he has. He had an apology at the very beginning and seems to have slowed down. So maybe him and Oliver had to come in together. Oliver's had a pit stop though, so if Thunder's waiting for him, he's 34 seconds ahead. I doubt he is. 1.7 seconds then from Cole to Bob. Bob, is he closing back in? Cool was put 2 ahead of him, but he has the pace of the rest of the field. The Faceless Boy back ahead of Autosport. Autosport coming back at the Faceless Boy. These two, look at the 3 alongside each other battle down here with Tommy Roo, Chunky Ribena and Adnap. And MJ joining the party. Shall we? It'd be rude not to, ladies and gents. So on board with MJ as we look at the rear area of Adnap, Chunky Ribena and Tommy Roo duking it out there for 6th, 7th and 8th. And you can see Adnap having a look on Chunky there. MJ just thinking, yeah, oh, there was a bit of contact, it looked like, between Tommy Roo and the Chunks. And MJ trying to get up the inside of the Chunk with no contact and finding it very tricky on these medium tyres as he breaks in to the very tight corner. And watch that barrier. Yeah, it's horrible, that barrier. So MJ then sitting 9th place, chasing down the battling Chunky, Tommy Roo and Adnap. And obviously we have the Faceless Boy and Autosport still going for it. And Tommy Roo now joining the party for the battle for 4th. Look at him. Unbelievable stuff. Autosport ahead of Faceless Boy. Faceless Boy in a Lexus sandwich. He's going for the move before the chicanes. He's a brave man that breaks late into here. And the Honda survives, ladies and gentlemen, but he's pulled out of it. He pulled out of it for some reason. And Autosport goes back ahead, and the Faceless Boy has to have another crack. But now they've got Adnap and Tommy Roo for company. Adnap, though, picking up half a second penalty there as we have crazy Group 2 cars all asunder everywhere going into the first corner of Le Mans. And, wow. Oh, I think someone just had a big off. Oh, it's Chunky. It's Chunky, ladies and gentlemen. And he probably couldn't see his braking marker from all the cars ahead of him. Everything seems okay. He was in the side. Oh, was that Tommy Roo? I can't portion blame. I didn't see. It looked like the Lexus jerked, but I didn't see contact because there was a car ahead, and it isn't my job to delegate that sort of thing anyway. But Chunky taking a big bite in his race there, with Cull now 2 seconds ahead of Bob, and he is flying. But Bob only 4/10 behind him in that last lap. Deviant with half a second penalty, 13 seconds behind Bob now, but on the hard tyres, but he has picked up damage. Can he carry on with that damage, or will he have to pit? Faces Boy happy to have dropped Tommy Roo now, and who was he fighting? Autosport. Where's Autosport gone? Oh, Autosport has had an absolute moment, ladies and gentlemen. Everything seems to be broken. Chunky, he got a bit of damage as well from whatever happened to him. And there is devastation up and down the pack, ladies and gentlemen. No one wants to see that. And now they'll have to try and work out if they can carry on driving with that damage, or if they should change their strats. And really, with the length of lap that Le Mans is, they're very limited to what they could do. They've got to watch that fuel. So, you know, it's not so flexible. They really want to burn the fuel out before they make a pit stop. Remember, a 90-minute race is not to be sniffed at. And we're not even 10 minutes in, and the fuel tank still quite plentiful of fuel. So these the damaged guys won't really want to make a pit stop. They want to try and burn through the fuel as much as they possibly can. And we're seeing Deviant here being caught by the Faceless Boy, a 40.3 last time around. Deviant 35.2. It's this lap he's losing the time. Is it the damage? He's picked up a penalty as well, paid the penalty. DeFaceless Boy catching him up, and DeFaceless Boy there goes and into third spot in his Honda. Cracking driving so far from DeFaceless Boy. And now Tommy Roo comes along the Nissan and gets ahead as well, and Deviant just has to sit there and grin and bear it, with MJ now on the push. Top Audi driver, with Thunder coming through. Thunder we thought was washed a couple of laps ago, but with the problems others are having, Adnap as well picking up damage. Adnap as well. Chunky Ribena with damage, and Oliver and Autosport. Autosport's really dropped back. My golly goodness. It looks like Oliver may have been in the... No, he hasn't been in the pits. It's say out lap, so he's not damaged anything. He just seems to have fallen off of the side of the world. Adnap, he's not messing about. He's gone straight in. He's going to fix whatever ails him. And what will Chunky do? Chunky's carrying on. He knows he wants to rinse that fuel tank, and he's just going to take what comes. This is racing, ladies and gentlemen. Endurance racing is this. Things happen. It happens, they say, and they've just got to roll with the punches and try and fix or just flow with it if they can. Chunky is flowing with it. Thunder picking up a penalty, closing in on MJ and Deviant. Deviant dropping like a brick, picking up more penalties. And with that damage on his car, it is starting to hurt his race. Tommy Roo up into fourth, chasing the Faceless Boy only by 8/10, and the Faceless Boy has picked up half a second penalty. So Tommy Roo will soon be in third place if he doesn't pick up a penalty himself. So the Faceless Boy trying to run and hide from the Lexus in the Honda, but not managing to do so. Cull at the moment, straightforward for him. Just drive and do what he does. And he's 2.5 seconds ahead of Bob, who's chasing him down. But Bob picking up a half a second penalty. The Faceless Boy, half a second penalty. Tommy Roo. Oh no! Tommy Roo, his opportunity blown. He just torpedoed himself, ladies and gentlemen, and picked up a penalty also, whilst trying to chase the Faceless Boy. So the Faceless Boy, he gets a stay of sentence, ladies and gentlemen. Before Tommy Roo lays on that punishment. MJ then is past Deviant, as is Thunder. Deviant, what are you gonna do, lad? You've got to do something. This isn't working for you. The hard tyre, but he wants to get the fuel tank used, you see. But losing lots of time on track. Will it be worth it? This is the math that he has to do. Chunky, he carried on with that damage, and Adnap pitted. And put hards on. So now Adnap has used both compounds. He's filled up. He's going deep, ladies and gentlemen. He's going all in. As far as he can go in this race now. He's put the hard tyres on, he's filled the car up, he's got a nice clear track ahead of him somewhat. Oliver is in the distance, but I think Oliver is on the medium tyres and doing not bad lap times, so he should be able to keep his distance from Adnap, who's on the hard tyre. But we saw Deviant earlier on. That hard tyre has got something in its early laps. Auto Sport there, he's been in and fixed. Well, he broke everything, didn't he? He had engine flashing, everything was breaking on his car. He must have hit that barrier hard. Cole at the moment staying out of all sorts of trouble that ails other drivers down the field, and holding on to the lead with Bob in second. Bob slipping further back. He just cannot get on the pace of Cole. He is on another level, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe it was Cull that scared Boosted off. Hey, Boosted, you still out there? I miss you, brother. Bob in second. Tommy Rue in third place with the Faceless Boy. Yeah, sorry. Tommy Rue did get the Faceless Boy in the end. We saw they were both carrying penalties, but the Faceless Boy did in the end lose out to Tommy Rue. Did a 36.5 last time out. Faceless Boy at 38.7, 2 seconds slower. MJ, great race from him so far, 5th place. No signs of trouble. Thunder keeping him honest in the Nissan. Deviant still staying out, but Chunky has decided that it is pointless trying to drive with that damage. And we'll see how much he lost, because here comes Adnap now through the chicanes and could end up ahead of Chunky. I think he's going to end up easily ahead of Chunky, and that is the benefit, getting in the pits early as possible. But it could hurt Adnap in the long term because of the early pit stop. It means he's limited to the fuel. Like I said, it's a long track. There's only so many laps they can do on a tank of fuel, so it would be in their benefit if they could run the original tank out first before refilling it. And obviously these guys that have come in to fix damage have not had that opportunity. So Chunky then, same as Adnap, hard tyres on, fill it up, and let's just see how far we can go in this race. An hour and 14 minutes left on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. We've barely scratched the surface. Adnap has caught up Oliver. I said Oliver should have the pace to stay out of Adnap's way, but yeah, no, Adnap is there already. Adnap driving with the fire in his belly. Not happy with the early pit stop. He is determined to grab something out of this race. Meanwhile, Cull leads this race by 7.5 seconds. He has the fastest lap. He had the pole. Everything is looking fine and dandy in the Nissan at the moment. Bob chasing him down best he can. But Cull on form today. Tommy Rue, strong third, pulling away from Faceless Boy. And MJ might be closing in. He did a 38.1 last time out, a 38.4 for Faceless Boy. So MJ, stay calm, keep your head together. Yes, you can see a car ahead of you. It doesn't mean that you can brake any later or push any harder. What you are doing right now is fine. Let him come to you. You do not chase him. Although Thunder is a worry behind him in here. 38.7, I wouldn't think so, but he does look somewhat closer to MJ this time around. And Deviant still dropping. And, he's lost 10 seconds. I mean, he did a 3.35 when his car was fine. Then he's done a 3.44 and a 3.43. How long is a pit stop? We can look, can't we? Where's Adnap? 9th. yeah. So a pit stop looks like it cost you nearly a minute. Hang on, maybe not. That might have been over dramatic. I tell you what, it isn't far off. It's about 50 seconds. And he didn't even fill up a whole car. It was only half a tank. But he fixed damage. He fixed damage though. That does take longer. So yeah, Deviant's in. He's realised it's just costing too much. It's costing too much to try and carry that damage around on a set of hard tyres. Cool. Has picked up a penalty, but he's got time to play with. He's got 7.5 seconds. He can have 7 more 1-second penalties if he so wished to. But Bob is in the pace. He's on the times that Cole's doing. So if he does pick up 7 more penalties, he might find it a little more difficult to pull away from the Bob. It looked like lap 4 was Bob's downfall. Tommy Roo with a penalty. That will prick the Faceless Boy's ears up. That'll cheer him up. It looks like MJ, he was 4 seconds, so he is closing in, his MJ. Did a 36.4 last time out. The Faceless Boy a 34.9. So the Faceless Boy went 2 seconds faster, didn't he? But he said 4 seconds the last time we saw him, so the Faceless Boy must have lost some more time, or MJ's absolutely beasted the first sector. Because, yeah, the Faceless Boy definitely 2 seconds faster the lap before, and we saw him, it was 4 second gap, and now it's 3.5, but Thunder is closing in as well. Thunder is the danger to MJ at the moment. About 8 tenths I've been told, but I think he's probably picking up a slight toe now. But yeah, 8 tenths is the sweet spot for the toe, is what I have been led to believe. Down to a second now, MJ and Thunder. Oh God, why do I keep pressing that button? So Thunder then, he's got a target to drive to. Cole still leads from Bob with Tommy Roo in 3rd, the Faceless Boy 4th, chasing him down. We can see MJ in 5th place as we are sat on board with 6th place Thunder in his Nissan. Oliver in 7th, some 46 seconds down the road, being chased by Adnap, and I imagine Adnap probably getting rather close to him by now. We'll have a quick look. We just want to see if Thunder, within a second, if he could close in to the toe. And Thunder absolutely owning the lap times at the moment. 6 tenths up on his own time. Although these guys, 5 seconds off of Cole's fastest lap, that is something, isn't it? That really is impressive. He can't seem to crack any closer than the 1 second mark to MJ. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, we should. He doesn't want to be feeling it now in a corner, but the next straight we get on, he should be getting a bit of a toe. But look at it. He's a lot more braver through the S's than MJ there, and now he is all up and in MJ's busyness, having a look one way. They go through the chicane, and they go through the second chicane, and Thunder is really on it today. He's looking for positions here. And Rob in the chat saying, good evening, sir. Why, hello, Mr. Rob. Welcome to Le Mans. Apparently Le Mans is wrong. You probably say Le Mans. You're from that way. You think Le Mans is probably fine to call it, but apparently no, it's pronounced Le Mans. Le Mans. And it doesn't sound pretentious at all when I say it. We're looking at Thunder here. He's been closing in on MJ. He got within 6 tenths, but MJ, he's gone for it. He's pushed the boost button and he's out of there. And he's trying to catch up with the Faceless Boy himself. 37.8 for the Faceless Boy. A 35.8 for MJ. Thunder, though, a 35.1. And the times are dropping. Oliver, 4.2 seconds ahead of Adnap with Deviant. Only now he's fixed his car, but he's gone for a brave move with those soft tyres. I suppose Why not? Down in 9th place, what more can you do? So Deviant going with the soft tyre, going on the attack to Adnap, who had damage, as well as Deviant, pitted and put on the hard tyres, and Deviant is through. But my good golly gosh, how long are those tyres going to last him? He's going to be back in about 4 laps. He may as well not put fuel on board. Vodka Rob saying, I do the accent. Oh, Vodka, you do the accent. All right. Fair enough. It's just me then that says Le Mans. Le Mans. So Adnap then in 9th with the chunks. He's had his woes as well. Had a bit of damage. Tried to go around to burn a bit of fuel, but realised too much time lost. Too much time being lost. So come into the pits and got it all fixed up. And now he's back out there just to see what may come. Autosport picking up a 1 second penalty there in Autosport. He's chewing up the tyres. We're on lap 7 though. We're going quite a way. Nearly 24 minutes into a 90-minute race. Nearly, we are 24 minutes into a 90-minute race. Cull at the moment owning it. But it has dropped. Look, Bob is starting to put some concerns in Cull's mind. Bob starting to close in. Tommy Roo, big penalty for Tommy Roo. 4 seconds ahead of DeFaces Boy. MJ definitely closing in on DeFaces Boy. DeFaces Boy dropping a bit of time to MJ somewhere, and Thunder holding ground. Can't close in on the MJ. Just quite close the gap. Duffman in the chat saying, evening, what happened to Chunky? Did he get punted? It looked, I think, him and Tommy Roo may have had an incident. It looked like Tommy Roo's car moved, but there was a car in between, you know, we couldn't see it directly. So I'm not saying blame, but it looked like a white car hit the side of Chunky's, and then he ended up off the road. But we've had a few bangs, we've had a few knocks throughout the race. So yeah, and Thunder at the moment giving MJ a lot to think about, ladies and gentlemen. He's picked up a penalty, and MJ, all he has to do is survive, and he goes faster than he's gone before. And this is helping the Faces Boy, because MJ was closing in, and these guys now, I don't know if they'll be thinking, well, the Faces Boy, he's got a quarter of a tank of fuel. MJ a little bit more in the DTM. Thunder, the Nissan, looks it's thirstier than the DTM. Oh my good golly gosh. Cull has burnt through his fuel, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely burnt through it. Oh, Duffman's written something I'm never going to be able to pronounce. Galileo Vodka. Oh dear, he said that also. Oh yeah, because I've just seen above Vodka Rob saying Thunderbolt and Lightning, very, very frightening. Oh dear, says Duffman. Galileo Figaro. So cool then. He's needing fuel. He's going to have to pee at the end of this. Woof, Bob. Who did you pee off? Bob's upset someone. He must have slept with the steward's wife, because that's 1.5 second penalty that you don't seem to realise is going to be very painful for him. He was closing in as well. Look at it. He got it from 7.5 seconds down to 5.5 seconds, and now he's gonna go back up to 7 seconds, isn't he? And it looks like the pair of them are going to make a pit stop at the end of this. And that explains why these guys have all run away and hid. I think the other guys have been doing a bit of fuel conserving. Interesting, ladies and gentlemen. This race just opened up a little bit, didn't it, eh? I think we've had some fuel conservation down the fields. Although, I mean, judging by Thunder, it looks like the Nissan is rather thirsty. Deviant with those soft tyres, and then now I'm thinking maybe it's not so mad, because that Nissan gets through fuel. He might at least be able to, he's slaughtered a quarter of a tank already. Adnap on those hard tyres, going long, ladies and gentlemen. He's going very long. Oliver in 9th place. 4.5 seconds behind Adnap, and it's Chunky that's closing in now on Oliver. A 37.2 for Chunky last time out. 45.4 for Oliver. So Chunky definitely on his way. and Autosport in 11th spot in the Lexus, looking very promising in qualifying. Don't drop it. Looking very, very promising in qualifying, but the beginning of the race didn't pan out for him. He was battling with Tommy Rue for 4th, and we didn't see what happened to him, but he's ended up down here quite a bit away from the field. Right then, we have the two Nissans in for their stop. Tommy Rue will also join them in the pits. Oh, I wouldn't like to say if the Faces boy's got another lap in that. I'd say MJ has, though. But yeah, the Faces boy, it'd be tight. Possibly. I don't know, because I was always told you've got at least a lap before it even flashes. Indicator from the Faces boy. I think he's going to go in. He is. He is. Great stuff there. MJ carries on. Thunder has to come in. And Deviant, he'll be carrying on for a while, but he's some 45 seconds. He might get Thunder, you know. What did we say? Cole's already out. Look at that. No time. Hard tyres. MJ up and into second. Dizzying heights for MJ. Stressful time in that cockpit. And Bob out on mediums, ladies and gentlemen. And it's back to 7 seconds between himself and the Cole. Tommy Rue still in the pits. We're looking at Deviant, but he's not going to get... He's going to maybe jump, maybe Thunder. DeFace's boy, Tommy Rue. I mean, imagine DeFace's boy would like to close in on Tommy Rue, but Tommy Rue's been released. And he's back into the fray, ladies and gentlemen. And 31 seconds behind the Bob, onto a set of fresh mediums. And away he goes. So he's still got to use a second compound. Bob is still to use a second compound. MJ is still on his original compound. And the Cole is on his second compound. So he has ticked the boxes. The Faces boy has gone for another set of mediums. So we are yet to see him use a second compound of tyre. A different compound, of tyre. Thunder in 6th at the moment, with a penalty though. He took that penalty into the pits with him. And yes, he's gone for mediums. Deviant on those softs in 7th. Didn't quite jump Thunder, but Thunder on the mediums. Deviant might be able to close in to him. And Rob saying, I hate the pit stops at Le Mans. They seem to take forever. Yes, unless you really need a wee, and then they're not so bad. Deviant then in 7th. He started on the hards, held on to 3rd, ladies and gentlemen, an absolutely cracking start to the race, but then picked up some damage. And then just slowly lost about 10 seconds a lap. His second lap was a 3:35. And then after he picked up the damage, he did a 3:44 and a 3:43. And then just had to come into the pits because half the field had overtaken him by then. And so now he's put on a set of soft tyres. And I suppose he's just going all in to see how far he can go. Adnap picking up the damage. He had to go in. He put on hard tyres, filled her up, and he's driving to see how far into the race he can go. Chunky Ribena also the same fate as Adnap. And I tell you, he was about 12 seconds behind Adnap. So Chunky Ribena slowly closing in. Autosport in 10th and Oliver in 11th. Oliver asking, why is there no nights? I don't know. I can't answer that. And Rob saying, my French and German teachers at school said I was good at the accent, rubbish at the rest of it, like. Oh, yeah, well, I used to be good at it. I used to watch a lot of, what was it, Pepe Le Pew. Pepe Le Pew. And I grew up with LOLO, so I can speak LOLO French, like I was just pissing by your window and I thought I'd poop in. And we all know why we watched LOLO when we were 14 or whatever, how old I was when LOLO was on. And it wasn't for the storylines. might have been the waitresses. Oh, Rennie. Oh, Rennie. Oh, Rennie. Now I look like Rennie, and I haven't got two hot waitresses draping themselves over me. And Vodka Rob saying, oh, Pepe Le Pew was brilliant. He wouldn't be allowed today, though, eh, Vodka? We can't have that. My good golly gosh, that it was a bit rapey. Let's just say that. My good golly gosh, in this time and day, could you imagine that coming on telly? They should, just to see how many complaints it gets. Cool then, he's leading. I'm getting distracted. And Duffman saying, so fallen Madonna with the big boobie. Yeah. So cool. Leads the way. Was that the code word? I can remember. They used to have like two British airmen under the grandma's bed. I'm sure that was a metaphor for something. God knows what. Tommy Roo in third with the face. We're going to get back to the race here. We're a DeFaceless boy then. 3 seconds behind Tommy Roo. That was 4 seconds. They've both gone to the medium tyre. And yeah, DeFaceless boy, he'll be wanting, that's where he'll be aiming at. MJ's only 2.3 seconds. What's going on here? Oh my good golly gosh, someone must have hit a barrier. No. How did Thunder miss that barrier? He was alongside Deviant, or Deviant was alongside him. And Deviant on those soft tyres, he is absolutely... Now he's having his lap 3 and 4 in reverse. Because this is what it looked like. If you missed the beginning of the race, it looked like this, but backwards. Everyone was overtaking Deviant, and now Deviant's overtaking everyone. But he's got the soft tyre on, and it only has a limited shelf life.
It was the valuable painting that they all wanted to steal, rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh, here's the valuable painting that they all wanted. Like I said, I wasn't really watching it for the storyline. It was the little blonde waitress and the little brunette waitress. I remember you used to get to see their underwear as well on primetime TV. It was strange that you were allowed that. I had funny feelings as a young thingamajig. So DeFaceless boy in 4th with Deviant in 5th, MJ in 6th, 7th for Thunder, and Adnap in 8th. He's not quite in this battle, but look at this 3-way battle. Deviant on those soft tyres that are steadily going away. MJ all up and in his busyness, and Thunder is alive, ladies and gentlemen. He has woke up. He is here, ladies and gents. And MJ must have a bit of a nervous twitch happening with Thunder all up and in his busyness. Oh, was he off there? Doesn't look like he's picked up a penalty, MJ. And he avoided that horrible barrier. And gosh, Thunder then closing in. What a concern. Deviant flying away. DeFaceless boy, though, he seems to be losing time as well. If you add it up, MJ and Thunder only 3 seconds away. And MJ pulling the trigger. Oh, my good golly gosh. Sideways. Side by side, sorry. Through a very fast corner. And these two are like glue. And Thunder, in the end, goes ahead. What am I doing? No, MJ. Oh, I think Thunder might have gone off a little bit. And now MJ ends up back ahead. MJ, that heart beating for you, man. How is the racing down there? Deviant's tyres going even worse. Although now MJ and Thunder have dropped back quite a bit from himself and DeFaceless boy. And DeFaceless boy, I hope he has the whereabouts. And not to get into a race with Deviant. He's not even on the same strategy as you, Faceless boy. And you concentrate on Tommy Roo there. Bob, we forgot about these Nissans, didn't we? Bob's only 1.3 seconds behind Cull. Remember, Cull went onto the hard tyre, though. That means Bob will still have to use the hard tyre. Cull has picked up a half a second penalty. And we might see a change of the lead here at Le Mans. I have to try and remember to say it in the accent so I can sound like I'm cultured. Tommy Roo in third, Faceless boy chasing him down in the Honda. Then we have Deviant pulling away from MJ and Thunder that were in their battle, but now MJ's picked up a penalty and Thunder will be rubbing his hands. Adnap, though, still on those hard tyres, ladies and gentlemen, still plucking away. Chunky Ribena, though, is closing in. They're in the same machinery, ladies and gentlemen. And Chunky Ribena is on a mission. Autosport in 10th place, now ahead of Oliver, who has been into pits, put some hard tyres on, and we are into the last 51 minutes. And it's all going well. Cool still not paying that penalty, and Bob closing in. The medium tyres are in the sweet spot, ladies and gentlemen. And Cole still waiting for those hards to come alive, and we've lost Oliver. Oh my word. He just put those hard tyres on. Do you think he had a big crash and just thought, I am not driving around the whole of this track to get back to the pits? So who knows. Bob then go over the move, and it was pretty simple. Cool knows. Cool knows. It's the team probably keep everyone involved in the chat, so Cool knows that it's Bob through on the medium tyres as Cole goes long and hard on the hard tyre. Tommy Roo, 3 seconds, he's holding ground, but Deviant on those tyres. How is he doing it, ladies and gentlemen? What a great mission Deviant has been with the soft tyres. I didn't think we'd see the soft tyres in the race whatsoever, and I mean, they're near the end now, but he's done 3/4 of a tank of fuel on those. He's done a few laps.
PS5 overheated so much it turned itself
5.
FF.
Oh, Oliver said his PS5 overheated so much that it turned itself off. Oh, Ollie. I don't know what to say to you. Mine did that, but I really played it for a long time. I do remember once there, like a couple of weeks ago, I'd hurt my back, so I was just sat around indoors. And I mean, I didn't play it solid for like 8 hours, but it was left on pause while I went off to do things. And yeah, I got a warning saying your PS5 is getting hot. And I turned it off. I didn't risk it. I didn't want to risk it, you know. There's all those wacky conspiracies that the solder will melt and it'll fall apart. So, and Duffman saying, gutted Ollie, sorry mate. And Ollie saying, yeah, it's been doing it all evening. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Looks like you're gonna have to give it a de-dust. Bust the dust, my friend. Bust the dust. I mean, I'm looking at mine and there is a thick layer of dust on the top of it. I should get the Hoover. I should get Henry out and get him to work. Maybe over the weekend I'll attack the PS5 with the Henry. Bob at the moment though doing a super job against Cole. Tommy Roo in third, extending his lead. Well, Deviant's got past Defacer's boy using Deviant for a tow buddy, and Deviant doesn't want to give him a tow, moving around. Thunder in sixth at the moment, 334 from him last time out. Where's MJ gone? He's pitted. Everyone stay calm. I'm still concerned though, because he did a 401 and a 406, and he shouldn't be behind Chunky. He should have left for a pit stop. He hasn't pitted. Oh, that's Chunky. I have a horrible feeling he may have had an issue, because he'd done a 401 before his pit stop. Yeah, it's only 6 seconds though. It's not really, is it? But they've all been doing it. They're 55s and a 401. So, I'm not sure. He did a 54, a 401 and a 406. I think something's gone wrong with MJ at the moment, and he's had to fill up, go hard tyres and see how far he can go. And I tell you, it's not bad. Adnap and Chunky have been going a while now. They're getting to the end of their fuel tanks. But yeah, they've got a fair whack out of that, so MJ could go quite deep in this race and end it on a soft set of tyres possibly, and get in a fighting position. It could happen, you don't know. Bob leads this race, everything's fine, half tank of fuel. Cool on the hard tyre. He's used that compound. Bob is yet to use, well, he could use the softs. I mean, it's not that he has to use the hards, it's just that it's the sensible option because you can go further in the race. Although Deviant has proven soft tyres can go quite a way, but now he must be really struggling for grip. As you can see, the Faceless Boy comes back up against Deviant, and now Deviant has really got to make a decision. Does he carry on? He's getting a nice tow from the Faceless Boy at the moment. Does get ahead, but when we get to that braking zone, what grip is he going to have, ladies and gentlemen? He's got some. Faceless Boy. He's like, yeah, well, you know, you're not slowing me down ahead of me. You're giving me a tow, so it's working for me so far. And Deviant somehow still gripping on to the road. Is the pit entry is coming up here, and yes, he goes in, and the indicator on. I like it when they indicate. I don't do any of that. I don't even know what button is my indicator. So Faceless Boy carries on. Thunder up to 5th. He's having a good race, you know. Adnap, he's going to have to pit as well. Oh, he isn't. He's going round again. Adnap, braving it on the red flashy for a whole lap of Le Mans. Oh, maybe that wasn't the pit entry. It was, you know. Wow. Brave move from Adnap. We'll see how that works out for him. Chunky, he's got plenty of fuel. He's doing all right. He's slowly been pulling Adnap in. He did pit a lap or two behind him. He tried to go on a little further with his damage, and it seemed to cost him a lot, because he was nearly like something like 15, 20 seconds behind Adnap. But over their stint, he has slowly been pulling Adnap in. And Adnap now out of fuel. Where did he pit? He must have pitted lap 3. Did Adnap? And Chunky saved it to lap 4-ish, maybe. 3, 4. It was a long time ago, trust me. So Adnap will come in. Well, he's not. He's gone round again, and he's sorry. Chunky closing in. Deviant, been in, put mediums on, filled up, back out again, got it all to do, but he's capable of it. MJ on the hard tyres, full tank, he's going long and hoping other people have some issues ahead of him. Autosport, 52 seconds off of the next man up, and he's just out there, just enjoying a bit of Le Mans, I guess, just enjoying himself. He's just recently had another pit stop. And yeah, he'll just be concentrating on those apexes and doing the best he can. With Bob 6.8 seconds ahead of Cole. And Cole staying for the course. He knows Bob's got to use another compound. And I'm worried Bob's going to try and go as late as possible and then do a Deviant and go for those soft tyres, because it seemed like Deviant got a good stint out of those soft tyres. Nearly a whole petrol tank. So... And he's ahead of MJ, but we think MJ may have befelled a problem. And he's not, well, he's 15 seconds behind the Chunks, but the Chunk hasn't pitted yet. So he's going to be ahead of Adnap and Chunky when they pit. And he was on those hards, carrying that damage a lot longer than they were, I believe. So this might work out. That soft stint that Deviant did, it might have worked out for him, you know. He might be able to jump Adnap and Chunky. Thunder, though, Thunder's only 15 seconds ahead of Adnap, in all fairness. Oh, no. Feels like someone's apologised to me.
But I just ignored it until it just decided to die.
Oh, Ollie just saying about his PS5. Yeah, it's been doing it all evening. It kept pausing the game with a warning, but I just ignored it until it decided to die. Well, hopefully you can turn it back on when it's cooled down, man. I'm sure you will be able to. Yeah, I don't know. Blow on it. Bob then getting the fastest lap of the race so far. And I'm sure Cole is starting to question a few life choices right now and wondering how he's ended up in this position. But he knows he's used the hard tyre. But I think Bob might pull a sneaky one here and not use the hard tyre And if he's seen or got any feedback about Deviant Stint, he might try something a bit more radical. Interesting stuff. Tommy Roo in third. He's pulled away from the Faceless Boy. The Faceless Boy 3.5 seconds behind Tommy Roo for a long while there, and now slipped up to 7.3 seconds. In fact, now the Faceless Boy's problem is Thunder all through the night. So Thunder, yeah, 0.5 seconds. Oh, no, 0.5 second penalty, sorry. It came up and I read it. He's 1.4 seconds behind the Faceless Boy. I apologise. No pit stop yet. I'm going to go on boards. We're going to have a radio silence for you to chill. Oh, sorry. Before that, though, we'll quickly catch up. That Adnap is now in the pits. He has gone for another set of hards and another full tank, so he enjoyed that. He's going to have another go at it. He's 12 seconds behind MJ, who's doing something similar. And Deviant as well. These guys, Thunder, Chunky, Deviant, MJ and Adnap are all trying to save their race. And Thunder, I don't know if Thunder had an issue on the first lap because he ended up right at the back. But he's got his head down, he's cracked on, and he's picked up positions. And he's looking like he's hunting the Faceless Boy. So we're going to go on board with Thunder. Now we know where Adnap is. And I shall return in due course, shortly. just saw Thunder closing right in on the Faceless Boy there, having a little bite at him. And then, I don't know, was there contact? It looked from the back door. They were very close together, and Thunder backing off a little bit. And let's have a look. Faceless Boy, he's got no damage, so everything's sweet there at the moment. Let's have a quick run through. Bob still leading by 13.5 seconds. Cole in second. On that hard tyre, remember. And Bob's coming to the end of his fuel. There is still 34 minutes of racing left on the clock. And you know, if Bob is going to use that soft tyre, he's gonna be on a hope and a prayer to get to the end of this race, I imagine. Tommy Roo at the moment, he's got a quarter of a tank of fuel. Well, he's doing well, you know, because Bob's is ready for his pit stop. I mean, he is a minute behind those guys, but the pit stops are about 50 seconds or so. So Tommy Roo third, the Faceless Boy in fourth. But Thunder, he's closing in. Thunder's picked up a small penalty. Deviant, he's done well, and he's sixth place. MJ up to seventh with Adnap and Chunky both making their pit stops. But Chunky only 4 seconds behind Adnap. And Adnap trying to close in on MJ. And in the dark now, the sun going down here at Le Mans. And it's quite romantic here at night times. How are you guys doing, eh? So Adnap and Chunky trying to get something out of this race, trying to rescue something. Bob leads, but he is ready for a pit stop. It has to be said. He's coming around to the end of the lap, and I imagine we'll see him peel into the right after the first chicane, or is it, yeah, before the first chicane, sorry. And there he goes. Oh, did he hit something? That looked a bit, no, he hasn't got damage, just really late on the brakes. Somehow I just looked up and saw a lot of dust. Cole then carrying on, but what for? A lap or two, maybe? Possibly, he might get out of that car. Tommy Roo, he's still got a lap, maybe, in the car or two. The Faceless Boy and Thunder carrying on their battle, but Thunder's penalty has doubled. Here's doubled up to 1 second now instead of 0.5. And I don't think the Faceless Boy is going to be into the pits this time in the Honda, but Thunder possibly, he's just paid his penalty as well, hasn't he? So yeah, the Faceless Boy can take a breather, and Thunder, he's going to have to make a pit stop. Deviant, half a tank of fuel, medium tyres. He's definitely going to pick up Thunder, I think, after his pit stop. It's going to be tight between Deviant and Thunder by the end of this, I believe. I think Deviant might try another soft run before the end. Softs on at night as well. They may last a little longer for these guys. Vodka saying, have you looked inside the fan area? Heard it gets clogged up with dust. Oh, you are very helpful, Vodka Rob. And my iPad just said it's 10% battery, so somewhere around here is a charger, you would think. The Faceless Boy and Thunder both made their pit stops at the same time. Very interesting. Interesting indeed, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the kitchen if I'm echoing. If you think, wow, thingamajig's just gone very echoey. I found my charger though, so let's not get too worried. Oh, let's try and plug that in. Did you hear that noise? That's called getting old. That noise was me leaning down to get my charger plugged in. Kiddies, that's what it sounds like. Your 40s. You make strange noises for no reason when you lean down. You go, oh. Right, plugged it in. So Faceless Boy and Thunder both making their pit stops at the same time. Sorry, I got sidetracked. And Thunder just permanently with a penalty in this race. He's going to burn a red box on my TV. Cole at the moment 24.6. But he hasn't made that pit stop. That'll be at the end of this lap, so he only had one extra lap to do. And Bob has put the softs on, ladies and gentlemen. We thought it was a possibility. We thought this could be the way he could jump Cole. because a set of hard tyres was going to be very painful to him for the end of the race. And no, he's gone for the soft tyre. We floated the theory of it, but we binned it straight away, thinking that would be a ridiculous thing to do. And guess what? Bob likes ridiculous. So Bob has gone out, and he's hoping this is going to be his last stint. Will the soft tyres last for the final 30 minutes of this race? And is it going to be enough for him to get the jump on Cull? This is interesting stuff between the two leaders. Tommy Roo, 41 seconds ahead of Deviant, because the Faceless Boy and Thunder have made their stops. Thunder has gone for the soft tyre. I missed that. So Thunder also risking it for a biscuit in 6th place with the soft tyre. In theory, it should last longer at night because of the cooler tracks. And we saw Deviant got it, to go quite a way in the race. So Cull comes in. Now, Cull could put softs on. It's not beyond. If he's seen it flash up that Bob's gone for a soft set of tyres, there is every chance that Cull could do exactly the same thing. But Bob had a nice advantage before the pit stops on Cull already by Cull going to the hard tyre. So Bob will still have an advantage ahead, but Cull will have 1 lap fresher tyre. What will Cull do with those tyres, ladies and gentlemen? Tommy Roo ready for his pit stop. Deviant is going to crack on. So he might get himself ahead of Tommy Roo, but Deviant will still need to make a pit stop before the end of the race. And I'm pretty sure these guys are probably going to the end. Oh, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to say they can get 30 minutes out of the car. So Cull's out on mediums. Mediums. He's being sensible, ladies and gentlemen. He's figuring Bob's tyres will rocket themselves to death by the end of the race, and then he can come in and scoop up the spoils. Tommy Roo into the pits. Deviant is a ways yet, but he doesn't need a pit stop, nor does the Faceless Boy or Thunder. Tommy Roo, he should be ahead of Thunder and the Faceless Boy. He did have a good sort of 7 seconds on the Faceless Boy before the Faceless Boy pitted. Thunder on those soft tyres starting to give Faceless Boy a real issue. Tommy Roo out. Deviant does just about get by. Deviant does, but that fuel's not going to get him to the end. He will still make a pit stop, and Tommy Roo now onto the hard tyre. The Faceless Boy on the mediums, and Thunder on the soft tyre, all up and in. The Faceless Boy's business. The Faceless Boy trying to defend, and hold on, did the Faceless Boy I can't remember what tyres he's used. I don't know if he's used a set of hards yet or a set of softs. I honestly don't remember. My brain is like Swiss cheese nowadays. I don't know what goes on. And Rob saying, I'm always doing old man grunts. They feel good, don't they? It feels like you're releasing something. Like a pressure valve. So Bob leads. He's gone for that soft tyre. And yeah, I don't know. I'm questioning whether or not the fuel will get there. But we will see. Cull in second. Deviant, we've got the 3 Nissans. The 3 Playboy Nissans in the top 3 again. But Deviant has had a hard job getting there, where he's used all 3 race compounds here at Le Mans. And Tommy Roo out the pits on the hard tyre, only 3 seconds behind Deviant, and Deviant still will make another pit stop before the end of the race. The other ones I'm not quite sure about. Oof. Faceless Boy and Thunder still battling it out. And Faceless Boy then trying to defend against a soft set of tyres. MJ, he's been doing a long trek on them hard tyres, remember. He went to the hard tyre And he's same as Deviant, really. Probably going to pit before the end. Adnap might have to make a stop. Chunky on those medium tyres, only 4.2 seconds behind Adnap now, has just done his fastest lap time. And Autosport, with a 1 second penalty, still smashing it in the Lexus, ladies and gents. He's got the softs, he's going for fun. Bob leads then on those soft tyres. Cull on the medium tyres. And he comes through, not quite completing the lap for us. Yeah, 30.1 for Bob. And he is absolutely pelting it. 21 seconds on the Cull. And even if those tyres go off, that is going to be a struggle for Cull to make up. It really is. Even if Bob's driving around on the last 2 laps with no fuel and red tyres, it's already up to 21 seconds. And it's going to be a feat for Cull to try and claw that back. So how far can Deviant go? Another 2 laps? Possibly. Possibly. We've got 24 minutes on the clock at the moment. Tommy Rue crossing the line in 4th. Great race from Tommy Rue. And the Faceless Boy 20 seconds adrift of Tommy Rue now, and still only 8/10 ahead of the Thunder. MJ 9.5 seconds behind them. If they get too fruity into a race, although we're suspecting they're not going to have to pit again, where MJ, Adnap and Chunky, I believe, are all going to have to make another visit to their pit crew. Chunky really catching up on Adnap now, which means, I mean, is Adnap turning it down? Has he turned the wick down to try and get the car to the end? Is he thinking go slower and gain it through not making a pit stop, which he knows MJ and Chunky both need to do? It's a tricky tactic to pull, knowing how much fuel to save. Chunky then, he's gonna come through at any minute now. Or maybe Adnap's not going as slow as we thought he was. He did a 39.2 that last time around. So I suspect he's on the hard tyre still. Whereas Chunky is on the mediums, a 35.4. He's just getting faster and faster each lap. So this will be hurting him, I imagine. He'll be wanting to clear Adnap as soon as he can. And MJ finding his way through the dark. Oh, did you see them blue flames coming out the side of that car? Absolutely awesome. Beautiful stuff. Bob, 30.1 last time out. Nothing that's stopping him at the moment. Cull, he's on those medium tyres. There's not much else he can do. He's just got to hope that either Bob needs to pit before the end of the race. And he's getting through his fuel, isn't he? He's definitely using more fuel than he has time left, I'd say. So, yeah, he had 30 minutes left. Look at him sliding around, throwing. He, ladies and gentlemen, is slinging Nissan like we've never seen Nissan slung before. And Bob really pushing, which makes me think that he is going to have to make a splash and dash before the end of the race. And he knows that, so he went to the softs and just thought, I'm going to try and build up a buffer. And Cull, I guess he's just going to try and drive that car to the finish line. Deviant, he'll be prepping, getting his pit crew prepping, and Tommy Rue will retake the 3rd place. It's going to be a podium for the Lexus driver. Awesome stuff. Thunder is now finally ahead of Faceless Boy. Faceless Boy pays a penalty, as does Thunder, but he has finally got himself ahead of the Faceless Boy in 6th, and it's 6 seconds now. 6 seconds from the Faceless Boy for MJ. A 3:36.7 last time out for MJ. Oh, but he's going to have to make a pit, isn't he? There's no point. I was getting all excited. He's closing in, but he's going to have to make another pit stop. And Chunky clearing Adnap. Adnap staying with him though, using him for the toe, I imagine, trying to eke that fuel out. I tell you what, it was about a lap or two, we joined them, and Adnap's fuel wasn't that much off the halfway mark, so... But so's Chunky's. 20 minutes left of the race. I can't judge the fuel on this one, ladies and gentlemen. I really can't. Bob, just over half. MJ's gone in. MJ's gone in to get a new set of tyres. He had fuel. He could have gone longer, but I suppose he wants to get on a faster set of tyres for the last 20 minutes of the race. Chunky goes through and up and into 7th with Adnap in 8th. Autosport is a minute behind MJ, so MJ should get in. He's going to go for softs, I reckon. Maybe fastest laps on the cards. Bob at the moment, that's going to be a tough ask to try and beat Bob with his 30.1. Cull in second, hoping that Bob makes a pit stop. I can't call it. Deviant now will be pitting at the end of this lap, and that will be handing over the reins to Tommy Roo. And Thunder, he's got about half a tank of fuel, and the Faces Boy 3/4 of a tank of fuel. We know the Nissan's rather thirsty. He did go for the soft tyre, so maybe we'll see Thunder quickly pit before the end of the race. Chunky Ribena. It's hard to call it with Adnap and Chunky's fuel levels. I can't. I don't think there's enough fuel there to get to the end, but I think they're going to prove me very wrong. See, 3/4 of a tank, that's the judge, because MJ's just pitted, so he would have put in enough fuel that he needs to get into the end. He's gone for soft tyres. He's picked up a half a second penalty, but it's an outlap, so he can afford it. Looks like one of his lights is broken. How have you broken a light? Have they only got one light? Oh, he's turned them off. And it's back on again. He's got his hazards on. Yeah, don't know what's going on with your lights, MJ. It's really weird. Where's the other? Adnap's got 2 lights. He drives an Audi. Chunky Ribena's got 2 lights. Yeah, you got a broken light. God, that's quite scary. MJ, you should get black flagged, I'm afraid. That's unsafe. Look at it. It looks like a motorbike. Bob leads again. What a weird feature. I mean, I know but Chunky and Adnap broke their cars as well, and he's got no damage on his car, so I don't know why his headlight's broken. That is so weird. I don't think I've ever seen that before. No, that's new. Deviant's in, ladies and gentlemen. Deviant's in. Bob is leading. The tyres are getting older. The fuel, half a tank. I'm starting to think that the fuel might be all right, actually. I'm changing my mind about the fuel. Tommy Roo, he's got over half a tank though, so I don't know. Can Thunder jump Deviant? But Thunder, his tyres half burnt through already, and the Faces Boy is making his way. I think Deviant's going to end up behind him. He doesn't have to put as much fuel in because of the closeness at the end of the race. Can he get out ahead of the Chunk? Chunky Ribena then, half a tank of fuel. Another one that's gone on over 3/4 of a tank of fuel. He does get out ahead of Chunk. Wow, quite easily actually. I thought it was going to be closer than that. He's only 4 seconds behind the Faceless Boy. Adnap comes in, so no, he wasn't going to get that fuel to the end. And now I'm questioning my very own existence, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's happening. Tommy and Bob and Cull and Tommy. Tommy might have enough. But Bob and Cull, but they're not using it, are they? It's not going down ridiculously fast, even though they're still both going rather swiftly. Oh man, they're frying my brains, them pair. Thunder, he's used half those tyres up. He's 4 seconds ahead of the Faces Boy. There will be a point where Thunder's tyres just no good anymore, and the Faceless Boy will be going faster. So the Faceless Boy just got to stick in there and wait out Thunder's tyres. But at the moment, Thunder in a perfect 4th place. Absolutely cracking for him. Deviant in 6th. He's got half a second penalty, but he's in that fight, and he's gone for another set of soft tyres, ladies and gentlemen. So Thunder and Faceless Boy might end up washed by Deviant. He's just going to come breezing on by, isn't he? We've got 14 minutes left of this race. Chunky Ribena, 13 seconds behind Deviant. See, yeah, 13. It's not as bad as 50 odd, isn't it? So Bob is in. There is the answer to our question. Bob is in. And Cole, I think, is going to continue on. I think he's going to try and get to the end. I think Bob's going to try and put another set of soft tyres on and try and catch up the Cole. Unbelievable ahead of us what we are seeing. Dramatic strategies. Bob in the pits, put the soft tyres on. Went for gold. He was behind Cole. What else could he do? He had to try something radical. Will it work? He's obviously going to go for another set of softs and just try and plant it and chase Cole. Bob out. Bob is out on a set of soft tyres, just over half a tank of fuel. Cole on a half a tank of fuel. Tommy Roo on a half a tank of fuel. He's off the track, but he's got 22 seconds on Thunder, and Thunder is going to be tight for him, especially with those tyres. But Tommy Roo having a huge off. But Thunder and the Faceless Boy not close enough to get anything out of it. And it's Deviant, really, ladies and gentlemen. There is the man on the move with those soft tyres. Chunky Ribena in 7th. MJ in 8th. And Adnap, remember, making that pit stop. And I think he put soft tyres on. So he'll be coming at the rear derriere of MJ and Chunky, I am sure. Excuse me. But I thought... Oh, that came through a lot. I put my hand over my mouth and everything. I didn't think you'd hear the cough. And so Deviant, he's on those soft tyres and he's closing in on the Polish driver. Unbelievable stuff. Goes through the chicanes with such energy and force and closes in even closer. 1.4 seconds now from the Faceless Boy. And Deviant has been on an absolute adventure with Le Mans. His Le Mans experience. He has been here, there and everywhere. Started on the hard tyres. Did a fabulous job to hold 3rd place. Found some damage on his car. Tried to drive with the damage. Got overtaken by half of the field, if not most of the field. Came into the pits. And went for soft tyres, which I thought was mental. Went crazy. Overtook a couple of people. Came in, put mediums on, I think, did a bit more running, and now ending the race on a set of softs. And he's got a good chance here of getting 4th place. MJ's just got past Chunky Ribena. I apologise. Where is the Chunks? Oh, Chunks pitted last time out, but he's picked up a hefty penalty. And I don't know if we'll see it, but what happened? Yeah, he just picked up a penalty and MJ got him in the pits. But he must have crossed the line. He had half a second when he went in. So no big... There's no big drama here. He just made a pit stop and cut the line on his way in. So now that's going to make his life a lot more difficult. But he has got... the soft tyres on, so he's giving himself a very good chance at MJ, who, if I remember rightly, is also on the softs. Tricky stuff. Adnap also on the softs, only 5 seconds behind, and when you add 3.5 seconds into a moving trajectory, it will probably be a nearly 5 seconds. So Adnap is going to be all up and in Chunky's business before the end of this race. MJ 2.7 seconds ahead. They could actually use each other with the toe to try and close in on MJ. The Faceless Boy has been overtaken by... Oh, I'm so sorry. We sat on Deviant's car for so long. But he's got past the Faceless Boy and he is looking at 4th. especially as Thunder is going to struggle now in the last 10 minutes on those tyres. Already he's dropped to a 34. He must have been proper fuel saving before that. Look, 37s and 39s. Has he only done like 4 laps since his pit stop? He's such a long lap, isn't it? Yeah, I guess that's about right. He's got his indicator on, ladies and gentlemen. I think he's going to change those tyres. He's going to change those tyres, which is going to give Deviant and the Faceless Boy a chance. But MJ, maybe that's what he's worried about. If his tyres totally go, MJ will close in. That is so wacky with his headlights. I don't think I've ever seen it. I would have known. I would have noticed, I'm sure, if a car was running around with only one headlight before. And it looks like now we have made it through the night, ladies and gentlemen. We've made it through the wilderness. And we've been touched for the very first time. Thunder is in, ladies and gentlemen. And that means Deviant moves up and into 4th spot. And Faceless Boy, who has been battling with Thunder on and off during this race, looks like he is able to elevate himself into 5th. Thunder not yet at his box. I think he's going to be safe from MJ, but MJ is a force at the moment and is absolutely flying. Adnap trying to chase him down. He did get ahead of the chunks. I kept coming back and he kept having that penalty, and I thought he's not paid it yet. And oh, it's happened. And Adnap did get by him. I thought Adnap would be close, but he actually has got by. And now Adnap up into 8th, 6 seconds from MJ. MJ last time did a 35.1. Adnap, he's still, it's not counting, a 48.8. I don't know if that's an outlap. I can't see it. Maybe, no, not by now. 31.5 anyway. MJ, 33.6. 2 seconds. Chunky, Adnap's pulled in. Chunky has picked up another penalty, but I think he's taken that into account for his lap times and his race strategy. He's added the half a second penalty onto each lap. This is amazing. These 2 pink cars duking it out, chasing the 3rd pink car, who also has picked up a penalty. Cole's leading, obviously. And Bob is 3 seconds. Yes, Bob went in to put the soft tyres on. He had to try something outside of the box. And at the moment, we've got to say, it's working for him. He's closing in at an extraordinary pace. And, you know, on the medium tyres, I don't think there's much the Cole can do against Bob. And Tommy Roo, fine job in 3rd place. And Deviant with half a second penalty as well. 11 seconds ahead of Faceless Boy, who did get ahead of Thunder because he had to pit. Thunder now is going to be setting chase for Faceless Boy, but I mean, 7 minutes left. He's left himself very short on time. Maybe he should have done this pit stop a little bit earlier, because he's not giving himself a lot of time to catch the Faceless Boy there. I mean, he's got to do some ridiculous lap times or hope the Faceless Boy makes some big errors. 2.3 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Bob has absolutely blown it apart. 3:28.483. That's almost 2 seconds faster than the previous fastest lap. No, 1.5 seconds faster than the previous. It was 3:30, wasn't it? So 3:28.4. And Cole really knows. He's just bracing himself, really. He knows what the fate is. 6 minutes left on the clock. Bob is absolutely chugging. 3rd place, Tommy Roo, looks pretty safe there. 18 seconds ahead of Deviant, who is on a set of soft tyres doing 3:30s. But Tommy Roo, who's doing 34s, 18 seconds. I don't think Deviant's got enough time to close that gap. And the Faceless Boy ahead of Thunder. Thunder with a big ask to try and close. Was it 18 seconds? Well, he's got it down to 16 seconds. So you never know. And the Faceless Boy. MJ, 4.2 seconds ahead of Adnap, who has got a load of Chunky. and they've been like this for a couple of laps now. I'm just wanting to try and keep an eye on the field and the lead, and these two as well, battling it out for 8th place. But they are closing in on MJ a lot, an absolute lot. MJ 33.6 last time around, Adnap 31. And they'll be doing another crossing the line again. MJ, the back end, wanting to step away, but he wrestles her back into shape, and that's a 35. Adnap doing a 32.9, and Chunky has dropped off the back of Adnap for some reason, so I don't know if Chunky has had a moment. Cole then 1.2 seconds ahead of the Bob, and the Bob is pushing like a absolute maniac, ladies and gentlemen. If you've seen Lethal Weapon, then think of the character of Mel Gibbs going crazy. That's what Bob's doing right now. Mel Gibbs? Mel Gibson. Mel Gibbs probably sung in the Bee Gees. Or didn't. He was probably the brother that wasn't allowed to sing. Didn't have a high enough voice. Baritone, you see. He used to sing like, staying alive, staying alive. And they said, no, it's not what we're looking for. Now, it's not what we want. We want higher, go higher. Staying alive. Like, sorry Mel, you can carry the amps. And Bob pushing so hard, he is all over the place. None of them, they're all young in the world racing community. None will know what I was talking about then. Gib and BGs or anything like that, or even Lethal Weapon. So, what a waste. Oh well, they say youth is wasted on the young. Bob, though, is pushing hard and true to try and catch up Cole. There are no team orders in this team, ladies and gentlemen. It's every man for themselves. And we are seeing Nissans going head to head. Adnap catching up the MJ, but he's picked up a penalty on the way. MJ just has to survive. 2.5 minutes. But Adnap has got better tyres and a real can-do attitude. So MJ could be in big trouble. Chunky, what happened to ye? Lost a big amount of time to Adnap. He was all up in Adnap's business. And Autosport just going round Le Mans, really, having fun. He's practiced for it. He's going to crack on. Cole has picked up a penalty. His fuel is flashing. I don't know. They're going to get over the line, I believe, these two. And Bob has got plenty of fuel. And it might be that Cole has to take second spot. He might have to slow down and wait for the clock. He can't afford another lap, I don't think. I don't think he can afford another lap in that car. I don't know. I mean, but they're going to reach the line before the timer runs out, which means they'll have to do another 3.5 minute lap, and that Nissan hasn't got enough fuel on board. I'm going to stick my neck out and say he does not have enough fuel to do another lap after this one. He needs the timer to run out, and I just don't think. But it's close. It's going to be close now. If he can slow Bob down and not lose the position, but big ask, it has to be said, and he's got to pay a penalty. So if he doesn't get the penalty, he's lost his second place. Oh, Bob getting a squirrel on, under braking, and Cole then having a little breather. But yeah, with that penalty, I don't know if this is the penalty now. Bob should just go flying by him, but Bob had a bit of a moment, but he's closing in now, and could be it. 30 seconds away from the end of the race. They're side by side. Bob just takes the lead. I don't know. There's something weird happened there. A weird glitch happened. Cole's trying to come back at the Bob, and the Bob carries on regardless. in the lead. What an absolute fight here, ladies and gentlemen, to end the race. And Bob, so far, leads ahead of Cull. We have 5 seconds on the clock. Do you know what? This might be the final lap. And Cull gets another penalty. It is over, ladies and gentlemen. The flag is out and Bob wins. Great stuff from the Bob, and Cull comes in second, with Tommy Roo bringing it on home for third. Deviant at the moment in fourth, 14 seconds shy. The Faces Boy 26 seconds behind Deviant, but 6 seconds. Thunder did an absolutely almighty job, but it's just not close enough. Adnap starting to harass MJ. Autosport has already finished, and 6 seconds behind them is Chunky. Tommy Roo, though, oh, he's not there yet. This is the closest battle we've got, isn't it? Yes. And this is a killer blow on the final lap. Adnap going for MJ. MJ's tyres are old and tired. Like tyres. But, oh man. Tommy Roo bringing it through the chicanes. A great drive. I'm not sure if there was contact between himself and Chunky in the early parts. Adnap and MJ are racing, ladies and gentlemen, side by side. Tommy Roo takes the podium. Well done, my friend. And MJ just about holding on from Adnap. Adnap on the inside now, though, but that puts MJ on the inside for the next one. And then we've got Deviant coming through the chicane. Sorry. Adnap has got it at the moment. It might stay with Adnap as Deviant grabs himself a fine fourth place. Great drive there. And Adnap does look like he's got the tyre advantage over MJ as the Faces Boy then brings it through the chicanes also. Not quite. Here we go. Got a little damage there at the end, didn't he? But he's 3.7 seconds ahead. Oh, why's Cull left? The Faces Boy, and he gets fourth, or no, fifth. This is why. Thunder gets sixth. Adnap then at seventh, because Cull left. Couldn't bother to wait for everyone to finish. So I've got to try and remember to add one now, so everyone's finishing positions. God. So Adnap coming home in sixth place. Seventh, sorry. 8th for MJ, and 9th for... No. He tried to cut the chicane and it put him back. He's not going to let you do it, Chunky. It's like Groundhog Day. Right, there you go. And Chunky goes through. Oh, I was quite happy to sit here and watch you try again a few more times. So, Bob, what a fantastic win. Unbelievable stuff. And Cull, I don't know, maybe his PS5 overheated, but... Oh no, he's got no shame. No shame from that whatsoever. Let's hope no one closes it. Yeah, grab that. Yeah. Have a look at these. It's taken him out as well. Just puts him at the back. How weird. So, anyway then. So, Bob, he got the win. Cull got second. I don't know how they do it. If he's left early and he's caught... Look, no, you can't let someone race 90 minutes if they've left a little earlier than the title screen. That's being quite tight. So, Cull finished in second. Tommy Roo in third. Great podium for Tommy Roo. Deviant got fourth. The Faces Boy getting fifth. Thunder gets sixth. Adnap gets seventh. MJ gets eighth. Chunky Rybina in ninth. With Autosport finishing in 10th, and Oliver, well, he gets 11th, but his PS5 shut down. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was fun. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Bob did a class move at the end there, and really out-strategicked his teammate, so very good stuff. Great fighting between Adnap, MJ, and Chunky Rybina. I know they befell problems earlier in the race, but what a lovely little battle of them trying to get themselves back into the race. So thank you for joining us here on our Friday evening racing. That was Le Mans, and that was round 3 of the European Touring Cars. Cup. Thank you for joining me here at the World Racing Community on Thingamajig's Racing channel. And bless you all. Have a cracking weekend if you're watching this now. If you're watching it during the week, I hope your weekend was good. Nothing more to say. I know I'm doing a lot of streams lately, and I appreciate you if you're watching them. But I just keep getting asked, and I can't say no. So just don't watch them. You don't have to watch all of them. Just pick the ones you fancy, the tracks. I'm starting to put the track names on there so you can see. You think, I don't like that track, I'm not going to watch it. So it's your choice. Anyway, I'm babbling. It's been a while. Tooroo, peace and love, peace and love. Sung by Mel Gibb.